Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're discussing a potential change in Baltimore's tax policy that could take effect by July 2026, targeting vacant properties within the city. Now, before we get started, this video does not in any way reflect my personal opinion, but was made based on research. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, Baltimore has struggled with the long-standing issue of vacant properties, commonly known as vacants. These buildings are spread across the city and are tied to problems like economic decline, safety concerns, and lower property values if nearby other areas. Recent reports show that Baltimore has over 14,000 registered vacant properties, with many located in historically underserved neighborhoods, adding to the challenges that these communities face. To address the issue, city officials are exploring ways to manage the number of vacant properties. One proposed idea is to raise property taxes on these unused buildings, aiming to push owners to sell or occupy them, or even renovate them. If this proposal is implemented, Baltimore would significantly increase property tax rates for vacant buildings. The increased tax would serve as a financial incentive for owners to make productive use of these properties. And city officials argue that higher taxes could push negligent property owners to take action, such as making necessary repairs, renting out the property, or selling it to a more responsible buyer. The proposed policy is still in the early stages, but it is a part of a larger effort to reduce the urban blight and to revitalize neighborhoods. The exact tax rates haven't been decided yet, but they would only apply to properties listed as vacant in the city's tracking system. Now, let's discuss the potential benefits that this could bring. Supporters of the policy believe that taxing vacant properties could bring several benefits to Baltimore. One is the reduction in the overall number of vacant buildings, obviously. By imposing higher financial burden on property owners who allow buildings to just sit unused, the city hopes to motivate them to make changes that would benefit surrounding neighborhoods. Another benefit could be more money for the city. The extra money could be used for community projects, fixing roads, and other improvements to make life better for Baltimore residents. It also could help fund housing programs for low-income families and provide support for local businesses. The third benefit is that reducing vacant properties could help keep property values steady in areas affected by neglect. Fixing up or removing empty buildings can make neighborhoods look better and feel safer, which is good for everyone. Now let's discuss some of the challenges and potential concerns. While many people support the idea, some property owners and housing advocates have concerns. They worry that higher taxes might hurt small landlords or people who inherited properties but don't have the money to fix or sell them. Now, for these owners, the extra costs could cause financial problems or even lead to potentially losing their properties. Another concern is how the city will enforce the policy. Baltimore's current tracking system for vacant properties relies heavily on self-reporting and inspections, which some critics argue is inconsistent. If the rules aren't enforced properly, some properties might be missed or labeled incorrectly, which could make the taxes unfair. Lastly, housing advocates are worried that higher taxes might cause some owners to give up their properties if they can't afford to pay. This could leave the city with even more empty buildings to deal with, creating new problems. Now, before we move on, if you're finding this video helpful, take a moment to hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to stay updated on all things happening here in Maryland. Next, let's discuss the steps that Baltimore is taking to implement this policy. Now, Baltimore officials are working on several key steps. First, the city plans to improve how it tracks and registers vacant properties. This means updating the records, making inspections better, and working with local groups to find problem areas. Second, there are talks about offering financial help to property owners who want to fix up their buildings. Now, this could include grants, low-interest loans, or tax breaks for making repairs. By giving support along with raising taxes, the city hopes to find a balance between helping owners and holding them accountable. Finally, the city is looking to work with developers and investors who have experience fixing up these urban areas. These partnerships could speed up the process of turning empty buildings into homes, businesses, or other useful spaces. If the plan is approved, the new tax rates would start in July of 2026. Over the next 2 years, city officials will work on finalizing the policy details, getting feedback from the community, and solving any legal or practical issues. Public meetings and forums will play an important role in shaping the final version of the plan. Meanwhile, the city will keep working on its current efforts to deal with vacant properties, such as enforcing property codes and supporting community projects. The proposed tax increase is meant to be a long-term solution that adds to these ongoing efforts. Now let's talk about how this could affect people living in Baltimore. This policy could make a big difference, especially for those in neighborhoods with a lot of vacant properties. If it works as planned, it could create safer streets, increase property values, and make communities feel more lively and welcoming. For people who have been asking for action against absentee property owners, this could be a positive step forward. With that being said, how well this plan works will depend on how it's put into action. It's important for residents to stay informed and involved to make sure that their concerns are heard and addressed. In conclusion, Baltimore plans to raise taxes on vacant properties by 2026, and it's a bold step to address a long-standing problem within the city. While it could bring benefits like revitalized neighborhoods and more revenue, it also comes with challenges that require careful thought and planning. If you're thinking about relocating to Baltimore, be sure to download the free relocation guide on my website. There's a link in the description below. And of course, if you're looking to buy or sell, I'm here to be of assistance and to navigate you through the process. So feel free to reach out to me directly or visit the website in my bio as well to schedule a call with me. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to stay tuned for all things real estate here in Maryland. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you on the next one.